Guys, coming at you with part 2 of our slips videos. The next one on the list here is the L-sit. So there's a few options. We'll call it the prescribed version of the RX version. Actually doesn't use parallettes at all. It's actually just done on the floor. If you're able to do this, legs out in front, hands on the ground, and lift everything and hold. So I didn't stretch, that's quite a burn in my quads. Same thing is done on the parallettes. So elbow to fingertips for the distance. If you have these, you can get, I've seen people do it with two boxes or anything that's off the ground that's about similar height. We've also had people do it on kettlebells. I don't recommend that unless they're like really big kettlebells, but anyway, here's the main L-sit. Is on the floor, legs out in front, hips are in line with the arms, so not leaning my hips back or pitching my body forward, so try to keep my hips in line. One of the scales here, or one of the options, is to do the same thing but with one leg tucked. So one leg's out, one leg's tucked, same thing. Hips are in line with my arms. I would want to hold that for as long as I can, rest for 10 seconds, and then switch sides and do that as long as possible. Last one on the parallettes would be a tuck sit. So just knees in, core is still engaged, holding that if you can, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds rest. Start 2 to 3 minutes, build up till you can get to about 4 to 5 minutes. I'm gonna have Ingrid show you some modified versions of this done on a box or a bench. All right guys, here's some modified versions you can do in an elevated position. So hands on the back of the box or bench, whatever you're using, same thing. Legs are gonna be out in front. So there's our L-sit. You can do it as one leg tuck. Once that's fatigued, switch to the other side, and then same thing with the tuck sit. And this can actually be done on the floor as well. So if you want to come down to the floor version, it's just a seated L-sit or a seated tuck sit, depending on which one you're doing. So same idea. Actually put your hands in front of you to start. So yeah, this is actually a pretty tough version, all right? Keep your hands on the floor, L-sit, one-legged tuck, full tuck. Yeah, ooh, that's tough too, okay? And then if you bring your hands further behind you, it's kind of the same idea. So L-sit out in front. If you need to bend your elbows, you can. Just lean back a little bit more into your shoulders. There we go. Cool. So that's just modifying the movement by bringing the hands a little bit further back and leaning back a little more. So those are your options for your L-sits.